started to embark on photographing animals was because of my very first animal project, which is the fish book. It was through the entire experience in photographing the fish book that kind of gave me this insight into how people perceive animals. I find that although I'm photographing animals, I'm actually telling stories of us as humans. While traveling in Malaysia, trying to pursue another story, another photographic story, I chanced upon ayam serama chickens. Ayam seramas are actually a type of ornamental chickens, so they are bred not for consumption, but purely for ornamental reasons. I was told that there's actually probably one ayam serama beauty pageant happening every week in Malaysia. And these are chicken beauty pageants organized specifically for the ayam serama. And what happens is everybody brings their own chickens down to this competition and is judged by several experts. The chickens are brought one by one onto the table to be scrutinized by the judges, and they will look for several things. For example, their feathers, the colors on their feathers, their combs, how the chickens strut across the table, and basically the spirit of that little chicken itself, how it brings forth and how proud it is. The owners want to see them as warriors, kind of soldiers that are going into battle because of the way they stand. And I guess that's kind of a strange image you want to project onto a chicken. But when you actually see the ayam serama and how they carry themselves on the little stage, you kind of get the idea why they have this type of image. I was introduced to Puku Mizam through an ayam serama enthusiast. He told me that I have to meet this guy, and so we travelled all the way to Terengganu where Puku Mizam lives. Puku Mizam is a well-known ayam serama breeder. He makes a living selling ayam serama chickens to collectors, to enthusiasts. It was another surprise that when I got there, because before I went there, I had the impression of him living in a farm with huge chicken coops. But when I got there, I realized that Puku lives right next to the beach. He lives a very simple life, and he's well known because he's an expert at it, and also because most of his chickens that he sold have become grand champions. So he seemed to have a knack for producing really beautiful chickens, chickens that always win competitions. I was just very delighted to visit him and talk to him about his philosophy in life and his philosophy about breeding chickens. For the ayam seramas, I had no idea they exist. I know chickens exist. Personally, I had no idea how beautiful they are until I put them in front of my camera lens and start photographing them. I wanted to really show that part of this phenomenon and how people are projecting certain type of image that they have in their mind onto the chickens. But when you actually photograph these animals in a certain way, it brings out a certain quality, and people start to remember them. I hope that my work as a photographer in this way will give people an opportunity to look at these animals up close and admire them and start to appreciate how beautiful they are in their own way.